I succumb, okay, to curiosity got the better of me. I did say several times that in the comments and in my videos that I would not go out and buy the DJI Flip. Flipping heck, I've gone and done it. I have just gone and done it. This is its first flight, okay. I'm going to take it in there. Now, I think I'm going to do a comparison between this, all right, and the DJI Neo. Now, we all know what the Neo is. It's an absolute warrior of a drone. It's fantastic. It really is suited to environments like that. I like flying low, you know, in the forest just to see what there is. It's a different perspective. But can this do something similar? I know it's got its limits, and I need to be wary of that. Okay, I cannot go belting it around like I do the Neo, because I just don't think it can take a hammering. So I've got to really pick my fights with this one. With the Neo, it just goes straight in. It just doesn't care. Okay, it's just like a bull in a china shop. This thing is slightly different. Okay, this is like a gentleman in an old English tea room somewhere in London or something. This is what this one is. So I need to be a little bit careful with this one, but we're gonna give it a go. I just need to go into my settings and just make sure everything is okay with it. Okay, right, I'm just going to go into the app just to make sure that things are okay. I've got obstacle avoidance off because that's going to drive me absolutely balmy if I don't. I also want to go into the camera, making sure I'm shooting on 264 rather than 265, which is kind of important when it comes to editing. And just making sure that all my settings are correct and present. Okay, I think we're okay to fly. This is the first time I'm going to be flying the DJI Flip. Okay, we get filming then. 4K at 60 frames per second. Get filming, and here we go. Wish me luck then, guys. I'm going to stick it on cine mode for now, okay, because I don't want to be going mad around this place. But I'm just really looking for perhaps a difference in quality, really. Flight time's going to be different than the Neo. Obviously, I'm going to get more flight time out of this thing. I've just got to be aware that it's slightly bigger than the Neo. So yeah, I just got to go a bit careful. I just want to see what its limitations are. I know it can't take an absolute hammering like the Neo can, and we're kind of glitching up already, and it's not that far away either. So I'm going to bring it back in a slightly different direction. Yeah, it's glitching up quite badly, isn't it? Gosh, well, look at that. Okay, well, there's a slight difference there. I think the Neo is better so far anyway. Okay, I'm just going to take it back towards my home point then. Maybe just go slightly like a bit of a square kind of a thing. No, I am going to take it back actually, because that's not great. I mean, the image quality is probably going to be outstanding, but I just got to be a bit wary. Do you know, basically this is an upgrade, I suppose, from the DJI Mini 2 which I've got at home. You know, and to be honest, I was just thinking about it earlier. If I didn't buy it, let's just say that the DJI Neo's not a thing. DJI didn't make a Neo, but they came out with this. I most definitely would have gone from the Mini 2, Mini 3 and bought this thing. I most definitely would have done that. That's an absolute no-brainer, because I mean, I'm just going to bring it back into the forest again. I have flown the Mini 2 around without any prop guards on it, and I paid the price. I had a few accidents with that, and Yeah, I broke quite a few props doing that, so I've got to be a bit more careful with this thing here. But that being said, it actually has got pretty good protection around all sides of it. So what made me buy this then? Well, I think it's a pretty good drone, to be fair. I think with the updates it's going to get, I think it's going to be alright. I think it's going to be a good drone. Well, I'm just taking my time, just bring it back to, it's just lovely out here, isn't it? Look how wonderful. It's a beautiful day up here today at Savernake Forest. Just absolutely just gorgeous. Yeah. Just flying through the forest is just breathtaking, it really is. Doesn't act any differently flight wise than the Neo, to be fair. I just want to see those. I was up here the other day and I saw a herd of deer, and I just want to try and see if I can get some lovely shots with that, and I think this would really make that shot just outstanding. Something for Country File, maybe. Send it off and might win a prize. Might win myself a DJI Neo or something. Or a DJI Flip. Oh, I'm just glitching up again. Yeah, I think that I think the Neo can actually go further without glitching than the Flip. Yeah, it's glitching up quite badly actually, which is kind of a shame really, but perhaps that's one advantage the Neo's got over the Flip, is that it can hold its signal better and for longer. No, but it's just I mean, DJI, they make some really good products, don't they? I was kind of hoping they were going to send me one actually, but they didn't. I had to go and buy it. And I said I wasn't going to buy it. Oh, I'm never going to buy a Flip. It's never say never. I don't think I said never actually. But you know, I'm just very inquisitive just to see how it actually performs, you know, as a bit of a drone off between, you know, the Neo and the Flip. I mean, at the moment this thing's going quite well. I'm not taking too many risks with it. I'm in quite an open space here in the forest, and you know, I've just got to be a bit mindful really of there's a bit of a pathway there. I'm just going to keep it in this part of the forest for now. I'm going to bring it back in a second because I just want to put the Neo up and just compare really video quality. I'm also going to do a sound test in a moment because I think the Neo is actually quieter than this. This is not a quiet drone. The Flip is not a quiet drone. I'm just cruising through the woodland here now and just being a little bit nosy, just taking in the beauty. I mean, this is therapy for me. I'm hoping you'll get something out of it as well, because I most certainly am. You know, with my channel, okay, I'm not necessarily a person who goes into the minutiae of all the details in the app. I mean, I know my way around the app quite well. Okay, I can get it up, I can get it flying. Oh, I've just gone over a pathway there. You know, I can get it up, I can get it flying, and it basically does what I want it to do. I can navigate around the app quite well. So, I mean, there's plenty of channels out there doing reviews on gear, you know, on drones, on cameras and stuff like that. I mean, I just want to fly the damn things. You know, I'll say to people, you know, because I'm quite experienced in flying drones now, I'll say, this is what you've got to look out for. You've got to keep an eye out for this. Make sure that you do this. Make sure that you do that. This is worth pointing out. And that's basically it, really. You know, so I don't necessarily do a review. I mean, I put these things through an absolute ringer. I really do. I mean, if it comes to GBH of your drone, then I'm most definitely guilty of doing that. Right, bring it in a homeward direction. I'm most definitely guilty of ABH or GBH of drones and things. Yeah, so okay, just gonna go a bit lower, maybe just shoot for the gaps. I've got to be a bit careful because this is not a DJI Neo, so I've got to be a bit mindful of that, but this really does sharpen up your drone flying skills. Right, okay, so we've had a bit of a crash. Now this will give me some idea. It wasn't much of a crash, it's going to be fine. With the Neo, I'm most confident that that wouldn't be a thing, okay? That wouldn't be a thing. With the Flip, however, it's a different machine. It's not as robust as the one-piece construction of the Neo. This is very much it's a folding drone, therefore the Achilles heel, I think, possibly could be the folds and possibly the gimbal as well. There's not as much protection around the gimbal, which is the weakest point of any drone. So I mean, it's going to be okay, I think, but we won't know until we get there. Anyway, let's go and find it. Let's go and see what it's like, and then we're going to get the Neo up and do exactly the same thing and do some comparisons. Okay, so we've found the drone. It's kind of upside down at the moment. It's never going to fly like that, is it? Let's have a quick look at it. I just want to see whether it's all okay. Okay, let's have a little scout around. Gimbal seems fine. I mean, it's probably hit something like that there or here, I think, and it's just tumbled down and ended up on its back. But it seems completely okay. I'm just checking, having a good check, make sure everything's okay with it.
Take off. Make sure aircraft is level.
Okay, right. So there we go. So everything's okay with the Flip. A little bit concerned about the gimbal, but you can see it's quite well protected because it's quite well set back. These guards here, the prop guards, are actually protecting the gimbal, so that's a real advantage. So if it does go into something like a tree, like that for instance, you know, you can see that it's going to impact the props first. Only problem is it might be a shock and it might do something to the gimbal that way. So any head-on collisions, then you might get a bit of a problem with it. But other than that, I think it did quite well. So I'm just going to stop the video here just for a moment. I just want to say, if you like this kind of thing, if you could do me a massive favour and like the video, and also if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm really trying to make this channel a big drone flying channel, a big channel when it comes to getting out in the wilderness and all the wonderments of nature. I just absolutely love it out here. So if you like drones, if you like, you know, the great outdoors, if you like the wilderness, if you like forest and woods, then this very much is your kind of channel. I would ask you though, if you could please just subscribe. I'm really trying my best to make my channel work. Okay, right, we have got the DJI Flip. We're now going to do a decibel test to see which one is louder between the DJI Flip and the Neo. We're going to do the Flip first, so let's give this a... Wow.
Home point updated.
I got my fingers actually caught up here. That's something you're going to be aware of when you've got a Flip. Okay, in my phone, I've got the decibel reader. I'm going to stand here, so I'm about maybe 2.5–3 feet away. (31, 32), about 31 on average. Okay, we'll take that one down then.
Landing.
Right, so now we're going to get the Neo, put the Neo up and do exactly the same thing. Alright, get it the same distance away. And then we do exactly the same once again. Okay, nothing really conclusive there, I don't think, between the two. both about the same. That's kind of interesting, really, because all the reports I've been reading on the internet and the videos have been telling me that the Flip is actually louder than the Neo. Okay, rightio. So this is going to be the flight with the DJI Neo going through the woods. Just as a comparison, I just want to see the difference, and you can see the difference as well, no doubt. This thing behaves a bit differently than the Flip. I think you can do a lot more with the Neo. You can be a little bit more risky. Just because it's just so robust. It really is a great little drone. Right, we're coming into some late afternoon sun now, so I'm going to try and keep it out of the sun if I possibly can. It might be easier said than done doing that, actually. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, guys, so if you for those of you who've got the Flip out there, you probably already sort of know this, really, that the camera is absolutely brilliant on it, and I don't know what it is, but I can see the difference in quality just by, and I don't know if this is anything to go by at all. I can see a difference in quality when looking at what I can see on my phone. It's just different. Oops. Okay, right. Just getting tangled up a little bit there. Yeah, it just seems that the Flip flying it is a much smoother kind of experience than the Neo. The Neo is a totally different machine. It's very small. It's very nimble. It's very kind of robust. Can go in the smallest and the tightest of spaces. I'll take this thing probably where the Flip wouldn't go, just because it's just so it's so nimble, really. But yeah, the Neo is a fun machine, and it can take an absolute hammering as well. You know, so there's several reasons really why I went out and bought the Flip. Curiosity really got the better of me. That's one reason. I wanted to see what the actual camera was like, because this is maybe an upgrade on the Flip, upgrade to what I've got in the Mini 3, perhaps. You know, the transmission here is actually quite good with the Neo. It's a lot better here with the Neo than it was with the Flip. I seem to get better range with it. I'm just glitching up slightly now, and I'm 170 meters away. I'm just going to bring it back to the home point. Visual line of sight and all that. Yeah, I've got Randall out there, so I've got my spotters out there, guys. So don't worry about that. A little bit of a gap there, so see if I can go in it. Yeah! There we go. So you wouldn't want to be doing that with a Flip, but you can with this little thing. I mean, if it goes wrong, and it quite often does, it doesn't matter, because it's just such an absolute legend of a drone, this thing. It can take an absolute hammering. It really can. You know, so I've got to fly this thing differently. I've got to fly the Flip differently to what I fly the Neo, just because obviously the Flip is not as robust or durable as the Neo, but nonetheless it's a fantastic drone. They both are really, really good drones. So we're just going to take it off and just run this battery down, just have a fly around, just to really enjoy the forest and the countryside. So if you like this kind of thing, guys, as I said earlier, please consider liking and subscribing. I'm trying to get my channel up to about how many people are in the world? 7 billion. That'd be a nice number, wouldn't it? Put it this way, if I can beat Mr. Beast, then I'll be happy. I'm not sure how many subscribers he's got. He's probably on about, I don't know, 50 or 60 million or something ridiculous like that. Okay. Right, so we're going outside the forest almost now. Let's just have a little peek outside, just to see what there is. Oh, there's a fence there. Be careful of that. Didn't see that. Now, I'm just wondering if I had that first-person footage thing, whether that would have actually have helped me see it. Right, we're going to get back in again now. I'm ahead, make it back to the home point. I need to stop and descend. I cannot kind of fly and descend at the same time. It just doesn't allow you to do that for some reason. Not very easily anyway. Okay. Right into the dark forest we go then, guys. Yeah. Anyway, on the way up here, my 25-minute drive, I was listening to some Eric Clapton once again. He's an absolute legend of a musician, isn't he? Absolute legend. Oh, what a guitarist, eh? What a guitarist. I mean, come on. Is he the best guitarist in the world? I think Knopfler's pretty good, isn't he? Mark Knopfler. You know, there's several things which I really, really like to talk about. One is music. 2 is drones. Not necessarily in this order, by the way. 3, the countryside, the woods and trees and forests. 4, beer. I like to talk about those things. Oh dear, there we go. Never mind, it's come down. It's literally just over there, actually. I think it's upside down. I don't think it's going to fly like that, is it? That's a shame. I nearly got it back to me then, but that was a really, really good flight. I don't know if you can see the difference between the Flip there. Okay, shooting at 4K 60 frames per second. It's a really good camera. That's a 48 megapixel camera. The Neo is only a 16 megapixel camera, so I think there's probably going to be quite a large difference in those two, the quality of the footage. But to me, you see, 4K is 4K, whether it's from a Neo or whether it's from the Flip or whatever else. 4K is 4K. But in some cases it might not be. See, that's shooting on 4K there, but the camera, the update from that one there is probably a better quality 4K than that one there. That's something which I need to swap around cameras as well at some point. So anyway, we're going to go and get the Neo now. It's going to be absolutely fine. That thing's an absolute commando. It'll be fine. It's been through, I mean, when it comes to drone abuse, guilty, absolutely guilty. Let's go and pick it up and see what it's like. Okay, so we got the little chap. Let's just stop him from flashing and beeping. We're going to pick him up. We'll have a quick look at him, see what he's like. You know, so this is the DJI Neo. Need I say any more? I mean, literally, you know, you could fly this thing. I wouldn't recommend this, by the way. You could fly this thing full speed, full bore into a tree, and all it's going to do is just bounce off, pretty much. They are that well built, and that's the one-piece construction. Obviously, around the edges there, you've got your prop protectors, and it's an absolute commando. I mean, if this thing, okay, was in the services, it would be a Navy SEAL. It just goes places where people just dare to tread. So if you like this video then guys, if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really liked it, you want to see more content like this, then please, pretty please, with cherries on top, go and subscribe. I really am trying to pull all the stops out at the moment to try and get my channel moving, because I really love doing YouTube, I love doing editing, and I just love being out in places like that. If you appreciate places like this and you like drones, then please subscribe, and it's much appreciated. Anyway guys, I just want to say thanks for watching. Take care, more videos to come, and it's been fun and I really enjoy what I do. Take care guys, bye for now.